Hi guys, the Apex guide is finally here. It's been 3 weeks in the making, and by that I mean 5 days of procrastination, then an hour of recording, and then not liking what I got, and then procrastinating another week and a half, then recording something else, and then procrastinating another 4 days, and now I'm finally editing it. So, it's here. I'm really excited to be giving you guys this guide because I've wanted to make a guide for a while. Slight change of plans. Um, I said on the April 1st video, the prank video where I announced that I'd be making this guide, I said that I would be making a guide for each individual legend. But after realizing how time consuming this is to make a guide, because a lot of thought and effort goes into this kind of video, because usually when I'm uploading like a gameplay, I can just cut it up and it's quite simple, but this guide, I have to get enough footage of what I want for the video. I need to narrate, I need to edit it, make it all look nice and polished, so it takes a lot of effort. So I will only be making guides for a legend if you guys suggest it. So without further ado, let's get into the guide. Alright, I'm going to start by talking about training and the firing range. Training is something that the game automatically makes you do before you can play anything else in the game. Basically, you have to go in, and Bloodhound introduces you to all the controls, such as sprinting, sliding, what buttons to press to pull out your gun or to revive a teammate, stuff like that. You're also introduced to different kinds of guns, and you're shown how to revive and respawn, how to use your Legend's abilities, all sorts of stuff like that. Basically everything you need to know to start playing. And the firing range can be used to test out new guns, figure out what optics you like, try out new legends, see what their abilities are, see if you like their abilities. I usually, at the beginning of every season, I like to go into the firing range and just test out the new legend and their abilities. I also use it to warm up. It's a good way to warm up before, if you want to play, say, ranked, but you don't want to hop in any pubs matches, you just want to get warmed up and hop right in a ranked, you can play in the firing range and get warmed up. But it's a really good way to figure out what guns you like and what legends you like too. I'm going to start talking about the guns, just so that way you can figure out what guns you like using. That way you can get an idea of what loadouts you want to use in-game. Keep in mind you can only hold 2 guns at a time, and if you want a different gun, you have to swap it out for a gun that you already have. There are different classes of guns based on ammo type. The classes are heavy, light, energy, shotgun, sniper, and then there's also care package weapons. Now in firing range, these classes of weapons are laid out in different sections along with attachments for them. There's also armor and heals. That way you can, if you want to 1v1 your friends, stuff like that. But I like to just sometimes grab a new weapon and just try it out a little bit. Here I'm using the Sentinel Sniper with a 3x optic on it. I like it a lot. Some guns that are really good in this season right now, in my opinion, are the Spitfire, the R301, the Mastiff, and the Volt. Those probably have to be my top 4 guns that I use, just because they're pretty reliable. The Spitfire is ridiculous this season. It's probably going to get a nerf next season. I would expect it to, because it's just so broken. The R301, it absolutely beams people. It's so easy to control its recoil. The Mastiff, it's not as good as it used to be after its nerf. Some people switch to the Evo, which is another shotgun. But I still personally use the Mastiff. And then the Volt, in my opinion, is the best SMG. The firing range is also a great place to practice your aim. As you can see here, I definitely need to practice my aim a lot more, as I whiffed a couple of shots here. Atrocious. Oh my gosh. Now I'm going to be talking about probably the most important thing in this game, and that is choosing a legend that you want to play. There's nothing really special about choosing who you want to play. You just got to try everyone out, everyone that's available to you, because some legends you have to unlock. But as long as you enjoy playing the legends and you're at least somewhat good at them and you know how to use them, you're going to be fine. I used to main crypto, but I've since started maining Gibraltar, so. Now I'm going to be going over some in-game situations. At the start of every match, you select your character. This is what it looks like when you're selecting your character. And there's always going to be someone who is assigned Jump Master. It is pretty much random every single time. Now, if you don't want to be Jump Master, you can always relinquish to one of your teammates. In this case, I am Jump Master. You can ping locations that show up on the map for your teammates as well to suggest where you want to go or where you are going. In this case, we are landing at Hammond Labs on Olympus. Now, the idea of the game is the same as any other Battle Royale that you have ever played. You run around, pick up guns, armor, heals, pretty much everything you need, and then you fight and you try to survive to become the last squad alive and the champions of the Apex games. Now, here's another example of pinging. Here, my teammate pinged an extended energy mag, and I needed it and I wanted it, so I dibsed it by hovering over the item with my crosshair and hitting the ping button again. Now keep in mind, just because you dibs something doesn't mean that your teammates can't still take it. They can still take it. A lot of people do this. It is really toxic. I don't recommend you do it, but like if your teammate makes you mad, then just steal their loot because it's funny. Now here we found an enemy squad. I alerted my teammates by double tapping the ping button, and that alerts them that there are enemies nearby. Here I kind of threw because I just full sent right here, as you can see. This was not a smart move because I could not aim right there and I got lasered. And then I didn't realize someone was in there and they killed me. Since I am down, my teammates can revive me. Here, I think my teammate tried to make an attempt, but the people killed him. They're finishing him, which is the same as thirsting, although finishing it gives you full shields, but it's kind of risky because you're just defenseless. So now my teammate is entirely dead, but luckily we can still bring them back. I'm dead now too entirely, but our teammate can still bring us back. Spoiler alert, they didn't. They died. But basically, in order to bring us back, now they have to run over and grab our respawn cards. But they're only available for, I think, 90 seconds. So if you don't get it within 90 seconds, then you just can't respawn your teammates. But I'll show you an example of that in a second. Alright, here's an example of being respawned. I full sent into yet another fight and I died without my teammates. But here's what it looks like to be respawned. I'm just kind of being flown down in a ship, and then I jump out. I can loot up. You can ping your death box, which is what carries all your loot that you had, as I did here. It was behind me and I ran up to it and grabbed my stuff. Now this here in front of me is called a jump tower. It is basically a zip line that sends you straight up into the sky to redeploy you, and you can kind of glide down. This is where I full sent into that squad that I was just talking about. I flew over this thing and I found them and I died right here. I'm not going to show that because it's embarrassing, but you know, yeah, there's also zip lines around the map that do similar things, except instead of a vertical distance, it sends you horizontally. So, yeah. Alright, that's going to be it for this Apex guide. If you found it helpful or just enjoyed watching the video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you're notified when I post a new video. Also, if you want to see a guide for any specific legend, just let me know down in the comments and I'll definitely try to make a video happen. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.